Hey, it's Carrie. I've got a little slow flow practice for you today. So go ahead and start in a nice easy seat, an easy cross-legged position. Both of your sit bones are ground into your mat. And just take a second here to connect to your breath. I invite you to close your eyes. Notice the quality of your breath. Is it ragged or even? Is it shallow? Just notice. And then start to inhale and exhale on counts of 4. So just evening out your breath for an inhale of 4 and an exhale of 4. Inhale for 4. And exhale for 4. And if you feel pretty good at 4 and you want to take it up to 5, you can do that. Inhaling for a count of 5. And exhaling for 5. Nice, even breaths. And then open your eyes. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up, palms to touch overhead. And exhale, palms to heart center. Again, inhale, sweep up. And exhale. This time, bring your left hand to your right knee, your right hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen your spine and exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. The move is originating in your chest and shoulders, then your neck, then maybe your gaze is over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center and switch. This time going to the opposite side. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to twist. And inhale, come on back to center. This time on the exhale, take your right hand down to the mat, maybe your forearm, and your left hand comes over, keeping that left hip pressed down into the mat. It's going to want to pop up, but try and get it to stay. Inhale to open your chest toward the ceiling. Nice big expansive move. And exhale, reaching away with your left fingertips. You're getting a nice side bend here. And inhale back to center and switch sides. So your left hand comes down. Inhale to open and exhale to deepen the stretch. Gaze is maybe under your right arm. And inhale, come back up. Take your arms out to a T, just like this. Inhale and then exhale. Bring your elbows in and place your left elbow into your right elbow. And then bring your hands together. So you're maybe catching the wrist or you're catching your thumb or the palm of your hand. Inhale to bring your elbows up, and exhale, wrists out. So let me show you from the side what this looks like. So I'm broadening through my shoulder blades. My shoulder blades are a little bit rounded, and my arms are forming kind of a 90-degree angle. And breathe here. That's a nice shoulder blade, kind of a back opener. And inhale, come on back to center. Bring your arms back out to a T. Maybe bring them a little bit behind you just to counter that stretch. Maybe even interlace your fingers behind your back. And stretch out. And then release that. Bring arms back out to a T and switch sides. So this time your right elbow goes into your left wrist. Catch your hands in front of your face. Inhale to raise the elbows and bring the wrists away from your face. Exhale, broaden through the shoulder blades, and breathe. And exhale to unwind. That's good stuff. Go ahead and sit straight back up, nice straight spine, and just start to make big torso circles. So just moving, kind of hinging at the waist and making nice big circles in one direction. And then switch directions, go the other way. These can be as big as you want. Make it nice and big. And come back to center. Just roll your shoulders out in one direction. And then switch directions. Great, and come back to center. Great, now go ahead and come to a tabletop position. So I'm on hands and knees. Hands directly underneath my shoulders and my knees are directly underneath my hips. Inhale, drop your belly, drop your chest, look up, tilt your pelvis up for a cow stretch. And then exhale, really press into your fingertips, arch the back, press the back away, articulate your spine, tucking your pelvis in and your gaze is towards your navel. Inhale, back up to cow, drop your belly, look up. Lift your chest, and exhale, press the mat away, arch your back like an angry cat. And just continue this movement on your own breath, inhaling to cow, and exhaling to cat. You can even close your eyes here, and just tune into your breath connected to the movement. And one more exhale. And come on back to a neutral spine, your tabletop position. This time we are just going to do a little bit of a shoulder stretch. It's really nice. It's called threading the needle. So from your tabletop position, make sure that your weight is evenly distributed in both sides of your body and kind of keep it that way. And on the inhale, sweep your right arm up. Your hips stay level, but your shoulders can follow along. And then exhale, bring your right hand through, reaching toward the opposite wall. Inhale, sweep back up. And exhale, thread it through. Really reaching. Inhale, sweep back up. Looking up at your right hand. And then exhale, threading it through. This time come down onto your shoulder. You can go ahead and come down to the side of your head. With your left hand, you can either press away, deepening that twist a little bit, or you can take your hand and just place the back of your hand on the flat part of your back, on your sacrum behind you. And just hold here. Inhale and exhale. Place your left hand down and press up to come up. Coming back to that tabletop position. Making sure you are nice and evenly aligned. And then inhale, sweep the left hand up. And exhale, thread it through, reaching toward the opposite wall with your left fingertips. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, thread it through, and this time come on down. Breathe here. Inhale and exhale, press up with your right hand back into that tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, and press back, grounding the thumb and the index finger into the mat. Really press away with those two fingers. Downward facing dog. Nice long spine, hips back. Heels are headed toward the mat. They don't have to touch the mat, but they're headed in that direction. And maybe pedal your feet out if you want to like bend one knee and then the other, stretching opposite heels down closer to the mat. And then coming to stillness. Inhale, come on back to tabletop position. Tops of the feet into the mat, and exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, come up to tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, lift back, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees down, neutral spine. And exhale back to child's pose. And this is your flow. Just continue this on your own breath. Really paying attention to the connection between your breath and your movement. Next time you find yourself in downward facing dog, stay there. Find stillness here. Remember to press away with the thumb and index finger. Then inhale, look up at your hands and walk or jump up to the front of your mat and fold. Navel to spine, bringing your belly in, really reaching and then hinging at the hip. Inhale, sweep up, all the way up, arms up to touch, and exhale, palms to heart center. Make sure your shoulders are back and down. Inhale, up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up, arms up to touch. And exhale, palms to heart center. With your left leg, just go ahead and step wide onto your mat. So you're now kind of facing long ways on your mat. Make sure that your feet are out at about a 45-degree angle and they're headed in the same direction your knees are. So just make sure everything is sort of headed in the right direction. Go ahead and bring your arms up to kind of cactus arms or goalpost arms or however you want to think of this. Make sure your hips are stacked, along kind of the same axis as your ankles. Your shoulders are stacked over your hips. So we're not pitching forward. We're nice and straight. Inhale and exhale. Sink your hips. Goddess pose. Breathe here. And then inhale, straighten everything out, reach up, and exhale, come down, hips down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale down in your goddess pose. Inhale, reach up. And exhale back down to goddess pose. You can go ahead and bring your arms down. Inhale, bring your left heel up. And then down. Sink your hips even more. Inhale, the right heel up. And exhale down. And if you want to, just try both. Inhale, both heels up. Really sink your hips. Maybe do those cactus arms. Sink. And exhale, straighten everything up and then fold down into a wide leg forward fold. Now you can go ahead and point your feet towards the front, or really, what is now the front of your mat, and fold. Your hands can be here. They can be here. You can take them back a little further if you want to. Whatever gets you the stretch that you want, need, and frankly deserve. So come on down. Breathe here. And inhale, come on up. Walk to your, I need to do this the other way. Walk to your right ankle. And then inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, just sort of bow over this leg. So nice stretch in your right leg. And inhale back to center. Come through center to the other leg. And fold. And inhale, come back to center. This time, just plant your right hand in just directly underneath your face and sweep your left hand up. Maybe looking up at your left hand. You're keeping your sacrum level. It's just a revolved wide leg fold. And then exhale, come back to center. Switch hands, sweep up. Really pressing away with the hand that's in the mat. Just press away so that you've got some lift there. And exhale, come back to center. Good. Put your hands on your hips, straighten your legs, and then inhale to come up. Woo. Good. And then exhale, step back to the front of your mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, flat back, half fold. Exhale, plant your palms and step back to downward facing dog. Now remember everything that we say about downward facing dog. Your feet are about hip distance apart, hands are about shoulder distance apart, and really ground into the mat. Giving you a little bit of extension in that spine. Your heels are headed toward the mat. Breathe here. And then inhale, your right leg comes way up like a three-legged dog. Bend your knee and bring your heel towards your seat. Open your hip, find scorpion. And then inhale back to center and bring that foot through between your front hands. You're up on the ball of your back foot, and inhale, come on up for a high lunge. Bend your knees, sink your hip. Weight is evenly distributed between both legs. Inhale, and then exhale, spin your back foot down to about a 45-degree angle. Take a look at your feet for just a second. Your heels are aligned. Front knee is nice and bent. Make sure you can see your front big toe. Square your hips alongside, the side of your mat. Square your shoulders to your hips. And then Bring your arms up to a T and look out over the front hand. Gaze is over your front middle finger. Inhale, exhale. See if you can lower your hips just a little bit more. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. Your front leg stays bent. Your arm grazes along the back of that back leg and reach up and back. So there's a little bit of a back bend here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, straighten the front leg and then come back out to that T. Really reach over the front leg. So you're reaching kind of with your rib cage way over. And then when you can't go any further, come on down for triangle pose. Your fingertips can be on the mat. Your hand can be on your shin. But what we don't want to see is kind of collapsing into this side. So really make sure that you're lengthened through both sides of your waist, wherever your hand position is. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders. And inhale, come on up. Face forward and pivot. So now all I've done is pivot my feet. So now my front foot is my back foot is my front foot. Get your hips in alignment. So along the side of the mat, front foot is facing towards what is now the front of the mat. Shoulders, hips, hands up. Reach the rib cage over and come on down, taking triangle on the other side. Ooh. Breathe here. And then inhale, come up, bend the front leg, and take that reverse warrior on the other side. So we're just doing exactly the opposite on this side that we just did on the other side. We're just going backwards. And then inhale, exhale, come on down, arms out to that warrior two stance. So remember, you've got open hips, your shoulders are aligned with your hips. Arms out, gaze is over the front middle finger. Inhale, exhale, really bend the leg. Make sure you can see the big toe of the front leg so your knee isn't collapsing in. You've got it out. Inhale, exhale, drop your hips just a tiny bit more. Strong through your fingertips in opposite directions. Inhale and exhale. Spin up on the ball of the back foot. High lunge. Inhale, sink your hip. And exhale, plant your hands on either side of your front foot and then bring your front foot back. So you're now in that three-legged dog on the other side. Bend your knee, bring your heel towards your seat. Open your hip nice and big, find scorpion. And come on back to center. Bring your feet back together, about hip distance apart, into that downward facing dog. And exhale, bring your knees down nice and wide, wider than hip distance apart. Bring your big toes together and sit back. Find rest here in child's pose. Just because it's a slow flow doesn't mean it's easy. And then come on up and just come to a seat. Make sure your sit bones are round into your mat. Sitting up nice and tall, nice straight spine, feet flexed. Inhale, and then exhale, bring your right ankle to your left thigh, kind of just above your knee. And bring your hands behind you and you can bend that left knee, bring it up. Bring your seat up to your feet. your feet to your seat, whatever it takes, whatever you do, you're getting a hip stretch here. You can feel that, right? Maybe move a little bit here. Chest open, so we're not collapsing back. Our chest is broad and open. Inhale and exhale. Lengthen your foot in front of you. The other foot is still bent. And then reach underneath it, bringing it up to your chest. So kind of what you can do is put your foot in kind of the crook of your elbow and then cradle the other side. So it's like you're cradling a baby. Flex your feet here. Maybe just rock your baby a little bit. Bring it up and then into your chest, really getting a good hip stretch here. Inhale and exhale. Grab the outside of that foot. Bring your foot wider than hip distance and then take it straight back. Remembering to flex both feet. Yep, getting a good stretch there. Then bring both legs out. Kind of notice the difference the way your legs feel. Inhale up and exhale. Just a forward bend over your legs. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And then exhale to round. And then inhale, come on back up. We'll switch sides. So take the opposite ankle and place it on the opposite knee. Make sure to flex your foot, bend your leg, and then bring your seat to your feet. So your hands are behind you, kind of holding you up. Nice straight spine. Flex your feet and just feel this hip stretch. It's a good one. Inhale and then exhale. Extend that leg and then reach down. Grab this leg and bring it into your chest. So this is going to be your left leg. Bringing it up and then in. So you're getting a stretch right there. Inhale and exhale. Yep, and yeah. Okay, go ahead and take the outside of your left foot with your left hand. Bring your foot way out wide. So your foot and your heel are aligned and they're wider than your hip. Inhale and then exhale to pull straight back. Ooh. Inhale and exhale. Come on down. Okay. Go ahead and lie back on your back. Just go ahead and lay along the length of your mat. Take a moment here. And on your next inhale, bring your knees into your chest. Hug them into your chest. Maybe roll around a little on your back, massaging your spine out just a little bit. Inhale and exhale. Take your arms out to a T. So take your arms out wide. Inhale and then exhale. Take both your knees together out to the right. And if it feels okay to your neck, you can gaze to your left. So you're getting a nice full spinal twist here. If you want more, you can grab hold of the top knee and just pull it down, or you can straighten the top leg, or you can stay exactly as you are. You're getting a good spinal twist either way. Just breathe here. And then bring it on back into center. Inhale. And switch. Both knees come out to your left, gaze is out to your right. If your right shoulder wants to pop up, try and encourage it to stay down. So both your shoulders are flat on the mat. And if you took a variation on one side, you can try it on the other side. Whatever your body needs. And inhale to come on back up to center. Go ahead and take your knees wider than hip distance apart. Your feet are also wider than hip distance apart. So your feet and knees are pretty well aligned. Grab the outsides of your feet and bring them up and down. So a happy baby stretch. Just roll along on your spine. This is a very nice little spinal massage you're getting here. And then come on back to stillness. And then just breathe here. No need to make a bunch of effort. If you're doing this, you're already in the shape that you need to be in to get a gentle hip opener. And the more you breathe into it, the more you'll get it. It will just happen. You don't have to force it. And then inhale, exhale, come on back to center. Go ahead and stretch your legs out. Ankles are about at the opposite corners of the mat. So at the end of your mat, opposite corners. Go ahead and just let your feet flop open. Get into a very comfortable position. Your arms by your sides, palms flipped up. That will help your shoulders drop. This is corpse pose, Shavasana. Inhale. And then exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. And again, inhale. Let everything go. Let your ankles fall open. Let your knees be soft. Relax your thighs. Let your hips sink. Soften your belly. Let your breath be easy in your chest. Let your shoulders sink and your arms be heavy. Relax your throat. Relax your jaw. Let your eyes be heavy in their sockets. Soften your cheekbones. And your forehead. And let your temples sink. Allow the earth to hold you up completely, making no effort and losing the separation between yourself and the earth. Feel free to stay here as long as you like, in total relaxation. Otherwise, you could roll to one side, staying here for just a moment, and then press up very slowly to a seated position. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. Be well and take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.